Welcome back to another Habs Daily News with the hockey coach, Coach FRENCHY for the Hockey Nation Live Show. Today, episode number 28. We're going to talk about Shea update and LOGAN Mailloux. Don't go nowhere. But before we start, you know the drill. Please click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, sharing this video, and below this video, give me your comments about the episode today. Let's dive in talking about what's going happening today. First of all, the Shea update, the Habs trade bait, the LOGAN Mailloux case, a lot of rumor. Finally, the NHL playoff 2022. Shea, the Warrior. What are you talking about, Coach? From some sources on the different newspaper in Montreal Canadian, 3-4 players step up talking about the Shea update. We got Gallagher, Philippe Danault, and Paul Biron. Paul Biron cannot understand. It's just unimaginable to see Shea finish the year with the Montreal Canadiens last season on the playoff. He said, look, just prior to the end of the season, he's broken his thumb, just right there. And then he carry on an injury on his hip, on his knee, and on ankle. And we knew during the playoff, it would not be possible for him to returning to play one extra game in NHL. Shea is recognized when maybe one of the toughest players about his body. He never complained during that time, during the playoff last season. He said all three players are really sad they did not give a chance to the Montreal Canadiens for Shea to win the Stanley Cup. He said, look, we fall apart, but one thing we know, we gave everything on the table, like Philippe Danault said. But again, it's very sad. Shea he did not win the Stanley Cup with all the time he was playing with so many injuries. But like he said, he never complained about this. So amazing. And the reason I bring this to you guys, because a lot of rumor about Shea a lot of fans does not like him, and he should retire, everything like that. He cannot be retired. It's another situation where the NHL and the NHLPA are on negotiation, and the NHL refused to Shea get retired last season. So we have to follow up with that situation. Shea bring me to my point number 2 today, the Habs trade bait. What are you talking about? From another newspaper, they talk about the fact it's very close now. The Shea is going to be traded to the Arizona Coyotes in the next couple of weeks. But then we have another expert. What we heard from the press is Jonathan Drouin should be also included with that trade with Shea. If you put both together, that's give an open up of $13 million on the salary cap for the Montreal Canadiens. It's a story we have to follow up for the next couple of weeks. Let's talk about LOGAN Mailloux. I'm going to disappear here because it'll give you a better chance to read everything. So LOGAN Mailloux brings some concern after Ken Hughes said on his press conference they're not going to sign him until next year. A lot of people, rumors start left and right. That. What I want to explain to you guys is the 3 options Montreal has to do with him next year, and also the rules of the NHL come with the case of LOGAN Mailloux. First of all, every time you pick a players, they have 1 year to sign that players. So what happening if not? If you don't sign him, following year you don't sign him also a contract with him. This player return and draft, and you don't get anything in return. But the case of LOGAN Mailloux, because he's a first-round pick and they don't want to lose his right, and they want to get something in return. So what the Montreal Canadiens did, you have a rules called they make a bona fide offer. So when you offer a bona fide offer, what you do before the June 1st of each year, the rights are exclusive to the Montreal Canadiens. So they're according to Article 8.6I of the NHL Collective Bargaining Agreement CBA, a club must send their CHA-based prospect a bona fide offer prior to June 1st of the year, immediately following the draft year, in order to extend the exclusive negotiation period to the full 2 years, usually ALU and the CBA. So that's Montreal did with LOGAN Mailloux. Now, let's move on to the next case now. So here's the option for the Montreal Canadiens. The first option, the right expire. Because they offer that bona fide, the claim compulsory get a pick from the NHL. And for according to Article 8.3b of the CBA, an NHL club that failed to sign their first round pick will receive a compensatory second round pick and the draft immediately following the loss of those rights. That pick will land exactly 32 spots removed from where the original selection was made, meaning the former 31 overall pick, they select Logan Mailloux, will provide Montreal Canadiens with a 63 selection and the 2023. NHL rules, and the event a club loses its draft right to the unsigned draft choice draft and the first round of the entry draft, except as a result of failing to enter a required bona fide offer, as defined below, who high is again eligible for the draft, for the entry draft section ADEX number 2, or high, become an restricted free agent. High, compulsory draft selection shall automatically be granted to the club, which compulsory draft selection shall be the same numerical choice and the second round and the entry draft immediately following the date of the club lost its right. By way of example, if a club cannot sign the third pick in the first round, it will receive the third pick in the second round of the compensation. And that's the rule in NHL. So the first option for the Montreal Canadiens, after they give Mailloux an offer, he keep the right and they're going to get a claim compulsory pick if they don't sign him next year. Now, option 2 and option 3. Or what if they said, if we are not happy about the include, they can also have include a trade if they believe his value is better. Example, if they believe Logan Mailloux, in return they can get a first round pick, possible they trade him and they get the first round pick from New Jersey, example, or Detroit Red Wings or any other team in NHL. Option 3 is sign with the Montreal Canadiens. You have 3 options for the Montreal Canadiens in case of Logan Mailloux. Option 1, they don't sign him next year. They pick number 63 for 2023 second round. Or they trade him and they get a better value of the pick 63. And option number 3 is honestly sign with the Montreal Canadiens. Is the case going to follow? Can you said we have to wait next year, 2023, to see what happening with Logan Mailloux. Let's move on now. The next one is about the last, I'm talking about the NHL playoff third round. The Colorado win over Edmonton Oilers last night by a score 4-0. A great performance of the goaltender FRENCHY. Colorado lead the series now 2-0, and now the series move in Edmonton Saturday night, the game number 3. Now, game number 2 tonight for the East Final Conference. The Tampa Bay Lightning visit the New York Rangers. The Rangers lead the series 1-0. We'll be interested to see how the Tampa Bay going to bounce back. Again, the Rangers, we know the last 17 time the Tampa Bay lose one game, they're always coming back with a W. So what's next, Coach? I'm supposed to talk about the prospect NHL draft, 2040 mock draft. Not be surprised, I'm talking about the NHL Combine. They resume the NHL Combine today, so I maybe have some update for the Montreal Canadiens. Here we go, guys. Episode number 28 is done. We talk about Shea and we talk about the Logan Mailloux case. Please, before we leave, we want to remind you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the show, and leave me a comment about the 2 situations I'm talking about today, Weber and Mailloux. Until then, of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great, blessing day, everybody.